Lindsay. I hope all is well. So much going on in the world, yeah, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Right, basically means hear no negativity, speak no negativity, and do not get involved in any negativity. It's a very important thing to understand about your life. So I surround myself with positive energy at all times. Of course, I am informed by the news, but I don't get emotionally involved in it at all, which has taken a lot of practice over the years, if I'm honest. Reading little books. Last night I was reading this little book here, The Road to Success, full of great little quotes. There it is, Helen Exley, The Road to Success. And I just like to pick things up and read them and think about them. I always believe that if you set out to be successful, then you already are. Very good. Okay. So anyway, surrounding yourself with books, learning good stuff, committing, you have to take the time, the focus, the energy to actually look at something and say, right, I'm going to focus in on this. We've got our book club, of course. We're doing The Way of the Superior Man by David Data. Just been brushing up on that, ready for this evening. Wonderful conversations, a tight-knit group of people, and we're all going to be studying more of that this evening. The first session was last week. If you still want to join that, you can. Even if you can't join the live ones, you can watch the catch-ups because I do share them with you. So you're very welcome to do that. I just sent out a really interesting email that sort of my mind got a bit stimulated over the weekend. About 10 ways that you can stimulate your mind. It actually comes from Think and Grow Rich. Emma and I went to see the Bob Marley movie on Saturday night, which was great. Not an epic, not like the Elvis and the Rocket Man and Bohemian Rhapsody and stuff like that, but still a really, really good movie. So we really enjoyed that. And Emma started talking to me, and we were talking about, religions and Rastafarianism and everything else. And it was just an interesting conversation. And I started to tie it all back into 10 ways that you can stimulate your mind, which basically came from Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, which is such a powerful book. This is actually my one here that is signed by Bob Proctor, special forward by Bob Proctor, and then signed by Bob. Look, there you go, which I shall treasure on my new bookshelf. So I should be treasuring that one. And Bob writes a short little forward there, really beautiful. And he's just talking about make up your mind right now that you're going to harness the philosophy of this book. And this is in my top 4 books of all time. This, The Way of the Superior Man, You Can Heal Your Life, Louise Hay, and more. But these are some of my top reads. They're amazing books. So I sent out this email this morning, and I think it's worth reviewing because we're going to talk about 10 ways to stimulate your mind. Now, they're not all positive ways to stimulate your mind, and we need to discuss this because we start to get our heads around this information. Because what we've got here is we've got it's the desire for sex and the desire for love, which are both very, very important for humanity to continue to procreate and keep going. So that desire for sexual expression, that desire for love, connection with other people around us. We've been learning in the David Data book about polarity and how to understand polarity between masculine and feminine energies. And it's fascinating stuff when you really start to study it. A burning desire for power, fame, or financial gain. These are things that people really desire and can be used as absolute positives. Let's be aware as well, they can be used as absolute negatives as well, right? So we need to understand this. But if we put our energy onto the positive side of the street, we will start to get ways to stimulate our mind to create amazing things. What's fascinating to me is the amount of people in the world that have actually been pushed the other way into negativity, and then they just stay there and they think life is difficult, or it's like Einstein said, is it a friendly universe or an unfriendly universe? I'm certainly accredited to Einstein. So those burning desires are very, very important. The next one, of course, is very close to my heart, music. Yeah, music is very, very important, of course, and you can stimulate your mind by listening to great, great music. Auto-suggestion, words that you use. Yeah, the words you speak. Auto-suggestion is basically the way the posh way of saying that. But the words that you speak are the words that actually come out of your mouth are very, very important. And you can stimulate yourself by saying, the I ams, those affirmations, I ams, I have, when people come to me and say, oh, I have terrible anxiety and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, but that's an affirmation. That's what we're saying. Yeah. If we turn that around and say, actually, I am confident, all of a sudden things start to change, but we need to make that change ourselves. I'd love to be able to do it for you, I promise you, but it's not really possible that way. So yeah, the desire for friendship and connection with others is really, really beautiful and really important. Can stimulate your mind. A mastermind, a group of people together, can actually stimulate you and your mind. The right people can stimulate your mind and uplift you to deliver something amazing. The other two, the last two, are the more negative ones, shall we say, but certainly have been used by people in short terms, I should say, to stimulate their mind. One would be fear, and you could even put fear and anger, because some people will, I'll show you, and they do something and they make something happen. But quite often that is more short term. But fear and anger or negative emotions can sometimes be used to stimulate you and stimulate your mind to drive you on, for sure. And the last one, narcotics and alcohol. Now, if you read Life Remixed, you understand that I had my addictive problems when I was younger as well. And I know many people do, and we shouldn't be judged for that. It's just life. It happens to people in different ways and different times. But we do have a choice, right? Here's the thing, though. If you think about some of the most amazing musical records that have been made, or some of the great art that's been created, it's often been created by people that have been short-term using narcotics and alcohol. And I think this is where the stimulation for the conversation between Emma and I came, because we were talking about Bob Marley. And of course, Bob Marley liked a bit of marijuana. So ultimately, obviously, a musical genius, and also stimulating himself and obviously his group of people in order to create some of this wonderful music. Now, of course, he's got some talent as well, right? But the mind stimuli is really, really an important thing to understand. Now, I'm not recommending that we use those short-term things. In fact, quite the opposite. I would say the first 8 of that list, and it's literally here in Think and Grow Rich. There it is. It's in Think and Grow Rich. The desire for sexual expression, love, burning desire, music, close friendships, a mastermind. It's all there. It's all absolutely there. And ultimately, we get to decide. We get to decide what's right for us. Okay. 8 of these things can drive you on and be absolute positives. 2 can be negatives and short term, and sometimes even, if people overdo it, even life threatening. Even potential issues around our health. And I was reminded at weekend how important our health is. We must look after ourselves first. We must prioritise our health first before we can do anything of note. So we must get ourselves into that vibration of understanding. So I wish you all the very, very best of health as well every single day. Don't take it for granted. I promise you, don't take it for granted. I'm sure we can all think of people, including famous people, that have used some of these 10 mind stimulants in order to create something that people remember, or something that's really important, or something that we all identify with. And we can debate them. We can absolutely debate them. If you want to book 30 minutes in my diary, we can debate them for 30 minutes, no problem at all. Just book in and we can have a Zoom call together, not dissimilar to this. Obviously I turn up on here every Monday at 8:30 in the morning, just to give you a little prompt and just get you really thinking about a few things. Use these things, use these things, that desire for love and connection, and then find that great support, and then that mastermind, and then uplift. There's so many different things we can do here that will actually get our mind stimulant up, so that we can create, which ultimately people pay for ideas. If you create things, people pay for them, and that's how money circulates and just keeps moving, which is ultimately the goal for life as well, so that we're in the circulation of money, not pumped full of fear and then not spending any money because the news tells us so and stuff like that. It doesn't help at all. All it does is control, right? So to stimulate ideas, some people need some solitude. Some people need some solitude. Some people need some people. Emma needs solitude to be able to stimulate ideas and get herself moving like that. I need people. Okay, different personality styles. In the e-colors world, I'm the yellow red. I'm the people orientated person. Emma is the more task orientated person, and she needs solitude. While we no longer share an office, for instance. But the point is, there's no better or worse. There is no up or down. There is no left or right. It just is. It just is. Okay. There's no right or wrong at all. Okay. It's very, very important to get our heads around that. Once we've got that, then we're in a really good place. And this is all stuff that we talk about in coaching. And we loved the Bob Marley movie on Saturday. It was really great. Lovely way to spend a Saturday evening at the Everyman in Esher. So, find those things, find those good things that stimulate you and get great conversations going. This whole live that I'm doing today, the email I sent this morning, literally stimulated by going to watch the Bob Marley movie and me remembering this 10 mind stimulants in Think and Grow Rich, and things I've touched on in Life Remix book as well. But just to round off this morning, Bob Marley said in the movie, and I pick up on all the little points that people say. And I watch, I've watched Gandhi, I've watched Bob Marley, I've watched, Elvis, I've watched all these musical movies, but also historical movies. I'm fascinated by people. And I absolutely love to understand others. I love to understand people. And there's common threads, there's universal threads. Doesn't matter where you're from in the world, doesn't matter which religion you've come from or whatever, the common threads are all there. So these are things that Bob Marley said during the film that I remembered. So he spoke about inner peace, positive vibes, things that obviously that he wanted his music for. He became world famous by getting two politicians together on stage from Jamaica, opposing one another, holding hands whilst he was singing One Love. So inner peace, positive vibes. Everything and everyone has a purpose, which I love, right? Even the things that are making you feel bad at the moment has a purpose, in order to grow, A sense of community. Well, we have that in the Life Remix group, a Life Remix community. Respect for all, reverence for the environment, living a simple lifestyle, healthy eating, clean living. There is no need to look for God in some faraway heaven because God is within us all. This is all stuff that Bob Marley said, and I really identified with it. I thought this is great. Every religion will tell you God is love. Okay, great. Yeah, absolutely. And we are love. And if love is total acceptance, then we have total acceptance within us, which therefore means the description of grand orderly design is within us, which is really important to understand, right? Just to finish it off, don't worry, be happy, which is great. We are all one and indeed one love. So just want to say thanks very much, guys, for watching this and getting involved. A few good mornings coming in. Good morning, Mark. Morning, all, etc., on the restream here. Quite a few more jumping in and saying hi, and I will be connecting with each of you just to say hi after this. We won't talk about Chelsea's defeat yesterday because stuff happens. Anyway, the other thing we're looking for is we are looking for entrepreneurial mindset people to come and join the e-colors practitioner program with us. If you are an entrepreneurial mindset person, if you are a coach, a consultant, a manager, a leader, a health and safety person, anything like that, and you would like to know more about e-colors as something that you could use yourself, then I urge you just to reach out to me and book 30 minutes in my diary and let me explain it to you. It's a great tool, and we are loving the work we're doing with various different large-scale clients around the UK and worldwide. And if you want to be a part of that, or you want to understand how you can use e-colors personality diversity in your business, then all you need to do is let me know. I will say this just to round it off. So Bob Proctor, as I said, Think and Grow Rich. Bob Proctor signed this version for me very kindly, and there's Bob's signature there. That's very nice of him when I met him. When I met him there you go. So I wanted to read this. So this is a very important piece here that he said. So Bob's written this in Think and Grow Rich. He says, Think and Grow Rich taught me to work at developing my strengths and managing my weaknesses, which is really interesting, right? Because ultimately we call them potential limiters, but understanding and developing your strengths and then managing any of your potential limiters is the key and the start point to Think and Grow Rich, which is where eColours came in. I went from bankrupt to six-figure salary in 3 years by understanding that sentence and looking at my yellow blue, as it was at the time, eColours strengths and potential limiters. He also goes on to say here, with the repetition of reading each chapter in this book, or for me, the repetition of understanding my strengths and my potential limiters in eColours, with the repetition of reading each chapter over and over again, I began to develop a healthy respect for my potential and my capabilities. Today, I own a number of very prosperous companies that operate worldwide. I have attracted business partners with whom anyone would be proud and grateful to work, which is fantastic. And ultimately, read a few lines from this book every day. Read a few lines from David Dada's book every day. Join the book club, which we're going to be doing again tonight. And learn, grow. Thank you. Atol says, what does he say on LinkedIn? I read that book 4 years ago. Great book indeed. And read Life Remixed, Atol, as well, if you get the chance. So onwards and upwards. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. And remember, 10 ways to stimulate your mind is all there. It's all available for you. So make stuff happen. Be positive. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Get involved in that world, and change the word evil for negativity. Yeah, see no negativity, hear no negativity, and speak no negativity, and you'll be in a good place. Right, onwards and upwards. Have a wonderful day. See you later.